Hola, hola, hola. Um, okay. So we'll wait, I think. Salut Kevin, bonjour Kevin, hola Kevin. Um, all right, so just we will wait a bit before starting every time. So we are still 2 minutes early anyway. Uh, I will send a message on Luma, like as a blast. For a reminder to everyone, we are live. Tac, tac, tac. Mm, mm, mm. Okay.
What's up, everybody? How are you?
I just increased my Zoom plan for this week. Um, because yeah, I think more than 100 people will always show up, so I had
Awesome.
to increase it.
All
Okay.
right. That's a good sign. That's a good one.
Um, mm, tac, tac. Okay, I just sent a blast. All right, all right. Ah, Rocio! Of course! Again and again. With your mascara. All right, okay. Tuk, 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 tuk. Um, up, up, up. So before starting, I will just talk briefly about the week, also about the hackathon, but just like 5 minutes. Because I will lead the session tomorrow, so um, we will have more time to talk. Tuk tuk tuk. Okay, okay, okay. So, I will share my screen in a bit. Okay, we are 100. Yeah, it's what I was expecting. So it just like um, a chill week before the rush for everyone. Yes. Okay. I don't like note takers, so I remove every time note taker. Someone has a mic. Okay. I'm just mute people. Mute, mute, mute. Okay. Sorry. Normally when you are coming into the call, it's already mute. Tuk tuk tuk. Okay, not taker. Bye bye. Um, feel free to say where are you coming from. Because we are really worldwide. So you can put it on the chat. Ecuador, New York, India, yes. Wow, Dominican Republic. Wow, wow. Incredible. Colombia, Bolivia, Honduras. Nice. Latam well represented. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Togo, South Africa. Wow. South Africa, we have a lot of people, I think around more than 200 people um, for the hackathon in South Africa, but so we will. check together. Uh, Cape Town. Ah, really? You were there?
Yep.
Yeah,
Should
yeah.
be should be.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Cape Town's amazing. Went all over. Went to Stellenbosch, which is like the wine country. Definitely recommend. 10 out of 10.
Nice. So on my side, maybe you guess it, but I will put it. I'm coming from France. Bonjour. Baguette. Tout ça, tout ça. Yes. All right. So let me start talking on my side. So just first of all, thanks everyone for being there. I really think this week will be fun. Like I mean, take it as something fun. Really, we are all kinda in a, I mean, kinda all participants are beginners, etc. So very chill. No worries. Even if it's your first hackathon, it's like our hackathon is made for first time commerce, you know. So all good for that. And so yeah, actually, I wanted to do hosting like a vibe coding bootcamp before the hackathon because I really feel that that can be super helpful for you just to yes to build like faster and more efficiently, let's say on your side. It's very helpful. So actually we have a couple of sessions. So basically Kevin today will lead the session more about setting your environment and using Claude code and GitHub because like uh, some people don't know how to use GitHub as a team, for example, for hackathon, etc. So always nice to see best practice around that. And tomorrow I will lead a session about more project ideation, let's say, how to find real ideas or these things. So like this, maybe you will you will have more ideas because it's always a pain to find the idea to like some a project to build. To be honest, so I will be there to help on that. Then on Tuesday, we will have a session more related to. Wait, I will just share my screen. It's going to be better for you. More related to vibe code your first app on Solana. Sorry, there is a specific tool that allow you to do everything from scratch, like from A to Z, vibe coding everything, even the smart contract on Solana. So that's going to be helpful. We will vibe code a prediction market normally. Then another session will be about X402, which is like something very useful, I guess, for everyone building around agent, etc. So we wanted to showcase that, and then the last thing will be about uh, having some tips for like mastering your first hackathon, but like very chill, no worries. Okay, so just yes, I want to send you this link as well, because this link will be the official one for the Telegram group, like for hackers. So basically, when you need support, etc., you can use that. And on top of it, we will have agents that will help you as well for the mentor side, and also like we have one for the judging side. So our project will be ranked by AI first, but after we are putting human into the loop just to adjust things, etc. So anyway, I will talk about more the hackathon during the kickoff and event tomorrow. So actually, the main focus will be just about the vibe coding bootcamp, set up your environment, etc., etc. And something I want to tell you too is that you can register for Hub. Basically, depending on where you are, um, there is around like 50 hub that you can register for to hack IRL and find teammates if you want. Can be very useful for you. So just wanted to highlight that you can do that. And here you can find like in fact where there is a small backpack, it's where there is a local hub. so it's pretty everywhere. Even Japan, China, etc. So which is pretty cool. And you can see, for example, I don't know, like uh, let's take Ecuador. You can see where people are coming from, etc. And the directory if you want to contact people, etc. No, 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 don't. Oh no, 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 no. Don't draw in my um yeah, you understand my screen. All right. Okay, okay. So let's start. I think tomorrow I will provide more context. So all good. I don't want to talk too much. That's all. Thanks, Kevin.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Celine. It's always a pleasure to be here with the Dev3 Pack people. You guys are amazing. Great community. It's exciting to see you guys all here today. So yeah, my a quick introduction about myself for anyone who doesn't know me. I work currently at Edge and Node, so I work on the Graph protocol. I work primarily in the Ethereum ecosystem, but I also have a security company called OneClaw that I'm building out. And yeah, today I'm going to be talking a little bit about like kind of my workflow and like how I go about prototyping an application, kind of like what tools I use, kind of my flow, which really is like I've kind of like tuned over the last year really is like AI coding really has kind of like stepped up. So I put a link there to this kind of website in Notion that you guys can kind of use as some of the references for some of the links that I'm going to go over today. But we're going to try to walk through and we're going to like actually do the process of how I build and kind of how I yeah, provision my environment and stuff like that. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen here. And let me make sure I'm on Do Not Disturb. Okay, there we go. Cool. And let's share. Okay, so we're actually going to kind of try to maybe do some stuff with Solana because I know this is a Solana hackathon. So we're going to probably get into the weeds a little bit and just try to like at least show that as an example application that we're going to build. But this links page that I give you here is got like most of the stuff that you're going to need to kind of get started with some of the tools. We're going to kind of use a combination of Claude Desktop, Claude Code, and Cursor. Now, don't let that kind of like scare you, but it's just kind of my workflow that I've found that really works really well. Claude Code is really good for like starting out a new application on your machine and getting it all up and running in a good state for you to start out. But at some point, you probably want to get in and actually like be able to see a little bit more visibly what's going on. Claude Code is great for like doing a bunch of work and just letting it run. But I really like to use Cursor myself because I like to go in and maybe see the changes in a diff, right? A differential of what's actually on the server on GitHub, or maybe what's been changed recently from the actual AI editor. So I kind of use Claude Code and Cursor together. You don't have to. You could use Claude Code for everything. It really just depends on your comfort, how comfortable you are with really understanding what's going on. And so if you haven't installed Claude Code, it's very, very easy to install. If you just go to the docs, which is the very first link, there's different ways depending on what operating system you have. Uh, I have a Mac, so just running this simple kind of one-line curl command will install everything you need. And then you'll need to log in for the very first time. So I think it's like /login or something like that when you first get started. And that will take you to your browser where you sign in and then authenticate your shell, right? So that's really, really easy to do. And then Cursor is a fork of VS Code, right? That just allows you to, again, use AI. It lets you kind of like pick your model. So you can go in there and like select the model, and we'll kind of walk through it a little bit and show what I would recommend that you set up. But those two things are going to be the main thing. The other thing is just Claude Desktop. And the reason why I use Claude Desktop is I use it a lot for ideation. You can kind of see here like all these little chats that I'm constantly having with Claude to help me prompt another AI editor. So I will actually use Claude Desktop to be like, okay, I want to do this and I want to build it out in Claude Code. Give me the exact prompt that I need to do that. So I'll build a prompt in Claude Desktop, and then I'll pump that Claude Code Desktop into my that prompt into my Claude Code. That will kind of like bootstrap my entire environment, and then I'll load that up in Cursor. So let's kind of like go through that workflow here in a little bit here. And then I also just created some links here that I think would be good for a good primer for everything that you're going to be doing. A link to the Solana docs, which talks about how to set up a Solana project. A link to the DevNet faucet, which we'll probably show off, and then the Transaction Explorer, where you can kind of like see your balances. So these are just good links for like Solana in general. And then I also created this cool little, I put this link here for what's called Coolers. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this, but it's a pretty cool website where you can generate random color palettes. And this is really cool for like if you're just trying to like ideate on an idea, you can just hit your space bar as much as you want until you find like a color prompt that you like for your app. And what's nice about Claude Code is when you first start it up, it does a really good job at building out a UI. So I really like the way the Claude Code UIs look. So I'll make sure that I include that in my prompt inside of Claude. And so I'll come in here and I'll maybe click export, and then I'll grab that CSS code right here, right? Copy it all to my clipboard. So you can kind of come in here and experiment and kind of make a really good kind of vibe for what you're trying to build, because the vibe is very important. You know, when you get it all set up and you're like, oh, I really like the way this looks, it gets you more interested in building. And then there's also a link here that is a really good primer as well for like learning Solana. Like I think the last time I built on Solana has been a while. It's been like at least a year or so. And so I was watching this actually this weekend, and it's like it's a really good kind of walkthrough. That's just something a little extra that you guys can use. Um, and some of the stuff that she covers is like how to set up Solana. So if you're going to be building Solana apps, you need to kind of set up your environment. And if you go to the Solana docs, there's a section here under getting started for installation. Okay. So there's examples for Windows, and there's examples for Linux if you have Windows or Linux. And then there's one here for just the standard like Bash for Mac. So I already kind of did this, but this is also something that you should probably go through and make sure your machine is ready for Solana as well. And then the other thing again is the faucet. So the faucet, when you first set up your environment on your machine, you'll install it like this, and then you can verify that everything is working like this. So we can come over here and just kind of paste that in and see. But we'll see here that all of the CLIs are installed. You'll kind of get this kind of output that shows, because you need Rust, you need the Solana CLI, you need the Anchor CLI, Surf Pool, and this will kind of just make sure that those are all installed. But you'll also need a wallet, okay, to deploy applications. So what you do is you just can run this one single command, which is Solana keygen, and it will output a Solana wallet to your local machine. Okay. And so that's important because you're going to need to fund this wallet. And so if you come over here and type Solana address, you'll get a Solana address that you have. Okay. So I kind of already went through and did this. So you'll need to just run these commands to install Solana and all the stuff you need, verify that you have the proper versions, and then generate a wallet. So we can kind of maybe go through and see what that would look like, because I think it's just going to say that everything should be good. You can copy this command. We'll come over here and run it real quick just to make sure. And it's going to make sure the CLI is installed, make sure the skills are installed, make sure everything's done. And if it's all successful, you'll get something like this. Now, I know some of you guys are going to be using Windows and Linux. And if that's the case, you're going to want to follow these different kind of instructions. Okay. So again, just come here to this first link where it says Solana docs here and follow the installation instructions. And then what you can do is go to the faucet after you've generated a wallet. So in this case, we can type keygen like this. And now it's going to ask you where you want to put this. You can put the wallet anywhere you want, but the best place to do it is in your home folder, in a .config folder or something similar like .solana, and put it in this ID.json file. So when you run that, it's going to give me an error because I already have one, right? But you would actually have generated one here. And then all you need to do is type Solana address, okay, in your terminal, and you'll get like an address. So you need an address to be able to deploy programs, right? Solana programs. So I already have that address, but let's just say I didn't have any funds in there. I already have funds in there as well. You can come to this faucet and you can choose how much funds you want to airdrop. right? This is like a test net, right? You make sure you have DevNet selected. Testnet is more for like the Solana core developers. DevNet is where all the developers deploy like test contracts. So you'll want to use DevNet and then click confirm airdrop. Now I'm going to get an error because I've already done this within the last 8 hours. But once you're successful, you'll get like a little green little thing here that says successful, and you've airdropped 5 SOL to your wallet. So those are kind of like the setup steps that you need to make sure you do before you try this at home. Again, install Claude Code, install Cursor, set up the Solana CLI and all the tooling with this URL, and then make sure you fund that faucet. And what you can do is then go to the Explorer and you can check your address. So you can grab this address here and you can paste it in and you can see what your balance is. So currently I have a balance of 1.06052. So not a lot actually. Let's hope that I have enough to actually deploy something in a little bit. You can see here where I was testing a little bit ago, and everything. It kind of shows your transaction history. But let's kind of get into the meat and potatoes. Let's pretend that we want to. One more thing. If you're building applications, what I always recommend is you always have GitHub is kind of like your source of truth, and you're going to be using this to like collaborate, right, with all of your other hackers that you're working with. So you need to have the GitHub CLI installed. Okay, so I didn't actually create a link for that, but you can just do a search for like the GitHub CLI and kind of how you install that. The best way to do it is probably if you're using a Mac, is to have Homebrew. Homebrew is kind of like a package manager, but you can also just download it. Okay, so when you go to the cli.github.com, you should have a link depending on what operating system you have. And the CLI is just the easiest way to connect to GitHub. All you need to do is actually run GitHub auth login. And what that will do is it will browse you into the browsers. Let's just see if it works here. It's going to tell you where do you want to where to use GitHub. We're going to say github.com. You can choose HTTPS or SSH. HTTPS is easiest. And then do you want to authenticate? Yes. And log in with a web browser. And then it's going to give you this code right here, right? And then you hit enter, and it's going to bring up your web browser, and all you have to do is authenticate and paste that code in. And what that's going to do is it's going to authenticate your computer with your GitHub account. Okay. And so that's very important. If you have two-factor authentication, you're going to need to load up your 2FA, which I also recommend doing because you want to make sure that like your session might not get stolen. So I'm going to load it up here. I have this enabled because I don't want someone to maybe steal my session and come in from another computer. So I have a 2FA. I'll verify. There we go. Now I'm all set. So now my computer, right, using this GitHub login is authenticated to GitHub, right? Okay. So let me see if there's any, by the way, if there's questions, maybe Celine, you can kind of like let me know.
No, all fine. There's just people
Okay.
who are drawing
Okay.
on
Drawing it.
on the
No.
screen.
Oh, I see it right there. Yeah. Please no drawing. That's
I
okay.
will,
I
I
was
will
wondering what
check.
that was. I was like, did I like, yeah. Okay. So again, we've kind of gone through and talked about the basics. That's the stuff you need to do on your own, right? It's not something that AI is going to help you really easily with. I mean, technically you could probably like paste all those URLs in your AI and it would probably help you walk through that stuff. But it's also good to understand like, how you do that. Now, let's say you have your environment set up, you've installed all your tools, you have Claude Code, you have Claude Desktop, you have Cursor, you have Solana CLI, and all the other CLIs you need. You have GitHub connected. Let's say you're getting to that point where you want to build something. Now, the best starting point for Solana that I've found is this Next.js anchor template. Okay, and so what it is the reason why we want to use Next.js is Next.js is a very performant, type safe application for building web apps, right? And that's really, really powerful because types are, if you don't know what a type is, it's kind of like a strict definition of what kind of data can go in and what kind of data can come out of a function. That's like the high level kind of overview. And why that's useful with like smart contracts or programs is they're very picky about what kind of data that you send into a function and what kind of data you get out, right? And so this framework will kind of like help you get started fast. And so we're going to kind of use this as a reference. So we're just going to grab this URL here for the framework, and we're going to go into Claude Code, and we're going to kind of like create a prompt for Claude Code. Sorry, we're gonna be in Claude Desktop to put into Claude Code. So we're going to literally say that, like, hey, please create a Claude Code prompt for me that will use this. And then we're going to give it an idea. So, like, what do we want to actually build, right? So, we want to keep it simple for this workshop. You could do whatever you want, but I put some ideas in here of things that are very easy and kind of basic. Maybe chess isn't like super easy. I was actually thinking this, like decentralized tic-tac-toe might be an interesting one, right? Where we're like just trying to let maybe two players play each other in tic-tac-toe on chain, and like what would that look like, right? And there's also like, decentralized voting is a good one, or just a very standard token. So let's kind of just use this as a reference. Okay. Build this idea and just paste it in, whatever your idea is. It doesn't really matter. And then what we're going to want to say is, oh, the color palette. This is important. So I want to make it look good. So let's find a color palette that we like. Let's use, sure, this one looks cool. So we found a nice color palette. So we'll go export CSS, and we'll copy all this CSS and put it on our clipboard. Okay. And now we'll have, here we go, use this CSS for the styling. Because again, Claude Code is really good. Opus 4.6 and 4.7 are both really good at UI. So it's going to build a not awesome UI, but we just want to make sure it's customized for our color scheme. So that's it. We say use Next.js anchor. We probably want to say specifically, well, it should know. We'll say use Solana DevNet, sure. And then we'll just hit enter, right? And so what this is going to do now, I've chosen here, right here, adaptive thinking. So I'm using Opus 4.7, and I'm using adaptive thinking. And what that means is it's going to kind of really dig into the weeds, into all the links that it needs, and do a lot of research on like what the best kind of outcome is going to be. It's kind of like similar to if you've used ChatGPT deep research. It's a similar thing where it like kind of dives in and goes into more advanced links and does more research on the web. And it's going to really find like the best solution based on whatever the large language model suggests. Okay. So while we're waiting for this prompt, let's come over here and let's load up Claude Code. So we've already installed Claude Code. We're going to do Claude and hit enter. Now, if you haven't logged in, you can do /login like this, okay? I've already logged in. You can see it says welcome back, Kevin, and it already has my thing here. But if you are first time logging in, you need to log in because it's not going to let you, use the model. Once you do that, it's going to redirect you back to the browser in here, and it's going to make you click authorize, and then you can go back and use it. So I think, Celine, do people have like some Claude Code credits or something, or do they need to have their own subscription?
So actually, we are no, they have to take a subscription. However, there is a
Okay.
grant that is existing from Solana to get 200 for AI tools. So basically, they can apply for it before the hackathon. You have uh, until tomorrow to apply for
Okay.
this grant. So just to let you know.
Awesome. Now I want to show one other thing. Now you'll see this thing right here. It says dash dash dangerously skip permissions. Okay. I'm going to copy that. Now, if you are building with Claude or Cursor or whatever, you have to realize that it's going to prompt you usually for like operating system level things. Like if it wants to run this command, hit enter. If it wants to do this, you have to like select like whether you want to allow it or not. For the purpose of this demo and this workshop, because we want to work fast, I'm going to run this with my Claude command. And the reason why I'm going to use this is because I don't want to have to click there and clicking over and over and over every time to allow something because I'm going to be talking. This is completely on you, but I think if you're operating in a certain kind of context where you can kind of like read through the prompt ahead of time and understand what it's doing, it's usually pretty safe to do. I have never personally had issues with this, so I'm going to go ahead and run this. Now, what we do is we just go ahead and exit with Control C, and we're going to do the same thing, but with that command on the end. Now, again, what this is going to do is it's going to completely bypass any permissions and make sure that it just can automate whatever it's doing. Okay. So I think it's fine. You know, you need to be careful. If you're really worried about it, do this on a virtual machine, right? That you either have running in the cloud or do it on a separate computer that's isolated from your computer that maybe has private keys. It's really up to you. But again, for the demo, I'm going to use this. Okay. So now let's go back to here and we have a prompt. So it came back and it's like, cool, we're going to be able to build an app for you. And we got this whole awesome prompt. Awesome. It's a decentralized tic-tac-toe on Solana. This is exactly what I want. It has all my CSS in there. It has all the commands that it needs to write. And you know, you would want to go through here and read first and understand what it's doing. But I trust the process. So I'm just going to copy it. Okay. And I'm literally just going to come over here and I'm just going to paste it in. Okay. And we're just going to let that sit basically. Now, it's going to go ahead and follow that to a T. It's going to build out whatever it thinks is best possible, and it's not going to ask me for any questions or anything. It's just going to. It might ask me for a question actually. Sometimes it will be like, "Well, do you want to do it this way or that way?" And there might be some guidance that it asks, or if it finds an issue, right? Like if it finds like an issue where well, you already have this application set up. You know, there's an error. Like maybe I did this before and I forgot. You know, there will be things that maybe it asks you, so you do need to keep an eye on it. But you can kind of see what it's doing. You know, you see, okay, well, it's running a check to make sure I have a balance. It's checking to see what version of Anchor I have installed, make sure I have the CLI. So it probably I could have given this and not even had like a wallet on my machine, and it probably would have done everything for me actually. Um, so here it says things I want to flag up front. So our SOL balance is low. So we usually need 2 to 4 SOL. So what we might need to do is actually send some SOL here on the DevNet. So I'm going to grab my address just while this is doing it. And I'm going to go over and do that because earlier I set up a wallet on my machine. Now, here's another thing that there's lots of different Solana wallets for your browser. I've kind of found that Soulflare works really well. It's a good wallet. Obviously, MetaMask works as well. And if we see here, I have my main wallet. What you need to do is if you're going to be doing testnet, you need to come into the wallet and you need to go to settings and you need to go to general and you need to go to the network and you need to select DevNet. Okay. By default, it's going to be on mainnet. So I've already done that. So that's why we see a balance of $168.15. This is testnet funds. And I'm going to send some, I need to send some funds back. So how much Solana do I have? I have 1.99. I have way too much here. So let me send 1.7. We're going to do public send. Oh, private send? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why it is grayed out. Okay, let's do private send. Sure. Let's do the address here. And let's do 1.75 because we don't really need a lot on this wallet. Sending to an unused address. That's okay. We'll hit send. And now I'm sending some funds from my wallet and my machine. Oh no, please. Do I have to like save it? Deployer, I'll call it deployer. Let's see if that works. Transaction failed. Okay, that's not good. Maybe I didn't have enough gas. Yeah, let's try that again. Here, send 1.75. I might have to have someone send me some ETH here. Let's try public. And yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I just sent some funds here just so it doesn't have any issues with the deployment. So setting up a wallet like Soulflare is quite easy. You just download the app. So if you go to Soulflare Chrome extension and you go here, let's see here. and then you can add it. So if you go to the Chrome Web Store and search for Soulflare Wallet, make sure that it's the official one. Make sure there's not anything fishy here. You can see this one has a lot of ratings, and all you need to do is click Add to Chrome. Once you add it to Chrome, what it's going to do is it's going to pop up a thing here for you to set up your wallet. And it should just take a few minutes. Anyone who's set up a wallet on Ethereum, it's a very similar process. You have to do like a seed phrase and write down your seed phrase and put that in. So you'll kind of need a wallet on your CLI and you'll need a wallet in your app. Okay. Okay. So this thing is still ticking away, but that's good. It's not asking me for anything. It hasn't given me any errors about Solana. So we're looking good. Um, while we're waiting for that, I want to see what it did here. So it did create, so you can see here that I have, let me just show you this real quick. Let me exit this out real quick and show you. We'll just open up a new terminal, okay? So we're going to let this one run in this window. Over here, we're going to open up a new terminal. Now, I'm doing this all inside of, sorry, I'm doing this inside the projects folder, okay? And then inside there, there is a, sorry, this thing is in my way. Let me move it. There is a Tic Tac Solana folder. So this is what it created for me, okay? So now we're gonna, while we're waiting for this thing to boot up and like do everything that it needs to do, let's go ahead and go into this folder in another terminal and open it up in Cursor. Now, if you just installed Cursor for the first time, you might not have this capability to run this command, but Cursor is the name of the binary, and dot will open that folder that you're in, right? Like, so dot is like this folder. So if you don't have that, another option is you can just start Cursor like you normally would by going to your applications, and then you can open a folder, okay? So you can say open folder, and then you can find the folder that you want to open. So in my case, it's in this projects folder, and it's Tic Tac Solana, and we click open. So you can do it either way. It's really up to you. But now we are inside of Cursor. So you can see how we're kind of jumping around to AI tools. We started with Claude desktop. We ideated and figured out what our prompt should be. We dumped that prompt into Claude Code, let it work. It looks like it's going to take a while. So this is kind of a more advanced build. And then you come into the folder and then load up that project in Cursor. So this is my flow. And if you are coming in here and you go to the actual project folder, you'll see what we get here is an anchor folder. Okay, there's an anchor folder and there's an app folder. The anchor folder is everything related to the program, the Solana program that we're deploying. And inside there is the source folder. And we have these kind of like example things that were written for that. So we have this, these are like the Solana programs. And this is not a workshop on Solana at all, but I just want to show you where they are so that you know. Same thing goes for the app. Inside here is where we have all of our components and the generated files. The types probably are all in here. So this example smart contract that comes with, program that comes with Solana, Next.js Solana app, or whatever it's called, is like a vault. It's like a multi-sig that lets you share like funds. So there's kind of like some generated content in here while we wait for it to kind of build out the smart contract and wait for it to build all that stuff out. Now, what I want to show you next is some of the stuff for Cursor. So we kind of showed off with Claude Code. You don't really need to do much. You just need to log in and like paste your thing in and then let it build it. The dangerously skip permissions is also like a nice little tool because you can literally walk away and go have lunch and come back and it will hopefully have scaffolded out everything for you. Yeah, let's see. Is this thing still stuck? I'm trying to see if it's, no, it's still going. Okay, we're going to let it sit. But when you're in Cursor, Cursor is a whole different experience. What I like about Cursor is it lets us kind of go into the details, the nitty gritty of like, what we're looking at and what's changed, right? Like what's changed. And we'll see that as this thing starts to kind of like build out the project, we'll start to see some changes in here. And especially if we're using Git, which we are going to do that. We're going to like set up Git and put the project in there, but we can't do that until it's kind of like done doing its thing. But let me show you a couple of things. So when you're in Cursor, there's a couple different things that I recommend. Um, One is you can have a preset kind of like rule. Okay. And so the way you can do that, and I usually recommend this for like once you get your project in a good spot and you kind of like want to create special guidelines for Cursor, you can create a new file or sorry, a new folder called .cursor. Okay. And you can see here that we have this new cursor folder. And then in there, you can put another folder that is .rules. Okay. Or actually just rules. You don't need to have a dot. This cursor rules folder is where you want to keep like very, very fine tuned information on how you want cursor to act. Okay. Now, all AI editors are really good at understanding Markdown. Okay. So what you want to do is create a new file in here that is called tic-tac-toe um, dash Solana dot MDC. Okay. Now, what an MDC is it's a markdown cursor file, okay? And you can see here that we have this ability to choose the logic of like how this needs to be read in your project, okay? You always want to create one of these to kind of like put in the things that you care about. Like, let's just say you want to say like GitHub. You want to make sure that after every feature uh, make sure to, I don't know, create a new branch for that feature, right? And then maybe you also want to file a pull request into the main branch. Okay. This way you can start to maintain like a list of everything that happens in your code. So imagine you'll start building your app, it will write a new feature, it will create a pull request for you, and it will create a new branch for you of that project. And when I say new branch, for anyone who's not familiar with GitHub, if you go to GitHub and you create a project, right? You have like this main branch. So earlier I made this game, right? And you can see here that we have a main branch. But you might want to like put new features in a branch that is going to be for other people to review and then like pull that code back into the main branch. And AI is really good at doing that kind of stuff. So for this case, what we're saying is like, oh, well, every time that you make a major feature, make a new branch and then create a pull request to pull that into the main branch. And this would be something you would do when you're finally getting to a stage where you're working with a bunch of other people. Maybe one person is just working on the front end, one person's writing on the smart contract, and you want to try to keep that in sync. You can also put other stuff in here, like maybe you want to have a section for Solana, right? And you want to make sure that your editor has the right links it needs, right? So we want to make sure that it knows the docs. Sorry, this thing is in the way again. We want to make sure it has the Solana docs. And we might want to grab this URL here and be like, always check the Solana docs here for reference, right? And paste that in, right? And save it. So this is like again, it's kind of like a pre-file that will always run every time that it kind of like does something in your project. So it's just it's like context. We call it context in the world of AI. So create one of those. That's kind of like best practice. And then the next thing is we want to come in here and understand the chat window. So you'll see right here, you have this little chat where it says toggle agents. Cursor has a bunch of different ways that you can interact with it. And you see this little selector right here? We have the agent selector. We have the plan mode, which is for like creating very detailed plans. We have a debug mode, which is just for like trying to find like bugs and fixes. And then we have the ask command, which is just for like asking questions. So if you don't want like your editor to do anything, but you just want to like learn about what's going on inside the project, you might use this ask mode. But if you are just trying to make changes, you're probably going to use agent mode. If you're doing a major change where you're like, I want to completely refactor the app and I want to add all this stuff that I brought in from Claude that I created a new prompt for, then you're probably going to want to be in plan mode. So these are kind of like things you'll learn as you start building. If you're debugging an issue, obviously you want to be in the debug mode. Most of the time, I'm in agent mode. So, and it will ask you, like, let's say you give it a huge prompt that you've kind of gotten from Claude Desktop, and you say, like, oh, I want to do this major refactor. It's going to suggest for you when it thinks it needs to switch to plan mode. Okay. But then the next thing here is like the model. Now, I always have been using like 4.6. Excuse me. I've been using 4.6 lately. 4.7 is the newest model. It really depends on what you're doing. If you're like trying to ideate on a really big feature, you want to use a higher model. If you're troubleshooting something, right, and you want to save money, I would recommend using auto mode. A lot of times I'm using auto mode because I can see what it's doing and kind of like guide it a little bit. Auto is going to like maybe use like older models that are not as like efficient. But I've found that auto still is good for like troubleshooting and like doing mundane tasks like, hey, put all these changes in GitHub for me, or, you know, create a README, right? Like auto is fine for that stuff. It's going to create a decent README for you. But if you want to like do a major change, then you're going to want to use these models. The next thing I want to talk about is for your editor, you're probably going to hear the term MCP. If anyone here is not familiar with MCP, MCP is a model context protocol. And a lot of times you need to add an MCP server into your editor. And the reason why is maybe to make it more efficient at like doing something. Okay. One that I always like to add that I'm going to show off today is called Context 7. Okay. Now, Context 7 is it's an MCP server that has a bunch of docs indexed and knows how to query those updated docs. Why this is really, really useful is that you probably don't want to have to go to Google search, find the correct docs, and then come back to your editor and paste them in. You're probably going to want to say like, well, let's see if Anchor has docs here. And they do. Solana Anchor. And there's all the docs for different Anchor frameworks. Let's say you're building on Ethereum. What is these Ethereum docs here? There's Ethereum docs for everything Ethereum related. So you can just put in one MCP server and then you're good. That's pretty much all you need to do. So if we go to, let's see here, go to here and go to installation. So if we go to the docs, we should have installation steps on how to do that. Let's see. We could probably ask AI to do it as well. Let's see. So let's go here. It's been a while since I installed it. Okay, you also need an API key as well for this. So it is free to join. So let's go ahead and sign up for an API key if we don't already have one. We can use GitHub to do that. Okay. Okay, so you get like 1,000 requests for free. So this is just an example of how you would do it. We can like generate our first API key here. We'll call it context 7 key, create API key. We'll copy it. And then what we'll do is we'll need to add that API key in. So let's see how we do that. I'm trying to remember. Let's do a search, how to add context 7 MCP to cursor. So it should give us the proper context. Let's see here. Is it here? Oh, no, it's not right. Da, 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 da. Platform. See if we have so we need to get this. Yeah, here we go. I think this should be right, but that doesn't have the API key. So, well, we can try. Let's see. So, okay, so see right here where it says in the cursor MCP JSON file. So let me show you this real quick. So let's go to cursor real quick, and we'll go to cursor, and we'll go to settings, cursor settings. Inside of here, we have a section here that's tools and MCP servers. And you can see that I have a couple installed already. One that's also really good is if you're working with databases, Supabase is like a really good free database, and they have an awesome MCP server. So you can see here I already have it installed. There's also one for the graph. I have that installed. But what we can do is add a custom MCP server, and then we can add it using this kind of like job object. Okay, so if anyone hasn't seen this, this is just a JSON object, and we can add an additional one here. So let's try to use, oh, there's a Solana MCP. I didn't know that. Let's try to copy this. We're going to grab this one here. Let's see if this works. The comma. That should be right. Let's see. All right, so we saved that. So what we did is just added this little blurb right here with the comment. And I'm surprised it's not asking for the API key, but we'll figure that out. So now if we come back, we can see, oh, it already connected. Okay, cool. So it connected and it gives us this little green mark right here. And it has the ability to query docs. So this is a really like good example of adding, how easy it is to add an MCP server. You come in here, choose new, and then you just need to add this additional object for the MCP server. So here we have 3 different ones and they're all working. Okay, so that should be good. Let me close that out. Let's see, let's check on our thing here. It looks like it's actually stuck. Are you stuck? Let's see. Because it hasn't actually like done anything here. Paused on purpose. Oh, I was waiting for you to go ahead. Oh, it wanted my go ahead. So go ahead. I didn't even see that. So if you see right here, it was actually paused, waiting for me. Sorry about that. Okay, so again, sometimes you have to babysit Claude Code a little bit. Dangerously skip permissions helps a lot, but you can see here that I had to like actually click through. So let's kind of see what it's doing while we're doing this. While we're waiting, are there any questions at all, Helene?
Not especially, just someone said that it's going fast. But
I'm
like
going
it's
fast.
very
Okay.
no, I mean it's because you are used to like
Yeah.
used to navigate to all tools, etc. But like I said, all fine, you will have the recording, so no worries.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Sorry if
very
I
good
went too
session.
fast.
No, no,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a very good session. Like yeah, a good overview on how to deal with the project itself. So we like it.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, and what I'll do too is this while we're waiting here, I'll try to come in here to this kind of like this cursor or sorry this Notion file, and I will try to add in like the commands that are more like detailed and steps so you guys can kind of follow along. And again, if you watch this video, this is really good about setting up the Solana environment because we kind of like glazed over that a little bit. But really all the commands are here, install it, make sure it's installed, generate the key, connect to GitHub. And then, yeah, cursor is just, or Claude Code is like the next step. So it is going. We'll give it a second here. Okay, so what else do I want to show off real quick? Okay, so we talked a little bit about MCP servers. We talked a little bit about the environments. What else can I chat about while we're waiting? Well, let's look and see if we what we might do is just for the sake of time is we'll show off the other kind of environment that's running. So we'll let that keep building. Maybe we'll come back to that. But on the earlier, what I did is I went to this Notion, and you can see I gave you some examples of what you could build. But I also built a game. So I built a very basic Solana NFT hero game here, and I gave you an example prompt. So you could actually just copy this prompt. You can kind of skip by all this stuff, load Claude Code, and copy this prompt. And then I also put it in GitHub publicly here so that you can see the code. Okay. Now, what we'll try to do, I guess, since we're kind of waiting for this to run, and this might take a little while, is we're going to try to make a feature request change on this project. Okay. So this hero game, let's go ahead and go there into the directory. So I have it in the same directory, this project folder. I have this hero game. Okay, if you see it right here, hero game. So I'm going to go into that folder here, and I'm going to close out this other cursor for now. We'll come back to that other one, and we're going to load this one. Okay. So now when you're building out a Solana app, you deploy your smart contract to the DevNet, which I already had done previously. This thing will actually do it for you. So by the time you're done here, it will actually deploy everything for you and get the front end running. So hopefully we can come back and show that that's the case. But here we need to spin up the front end for us to test it locally. Okay. So to do that, we can just run the dev server. So I think it's npm run dev. Okay. So we go into the hero game. The game's already deployed. We have all the code here for the application. So let me just close all this real quick and show you. Let me show you what it built. So it built a very basic hero game here that generates a random like RPG hero. Okay. And it also already has a contract address. And then it built a front end as well. So it built like everything you needed here, it generated all the types, and it built out the main page. Okay. So when we run npm run dev, it's going to run the server on port 3000. Okay. So let's go ahead and run that. Come over here. And it'll just take a second to compile. You'll see it'll compile and then it'll load up. Okay, here it is. So you can see I was testing earlier, and we have this Mint Hero, and we have our DevNet selector. So it built this game for me, like I think in like, I don't know, 15 minutes, which it's not like a super cool game, but it's just like a very example of how you would mint NFTs. And what it does is it randomly generates HP, attack and defense and speed of a character. And it lets you forge these kind of like heroes. And these heroes are NFTs. So we can click on each one and we can see that the NFT is deployed. Okay. Now, maybe we want to make this UI look a little bit better. Okay, this is pretty good. It used the color scheme I wanted. Our wallet connector is all pretty nice. This is pretty good. It shows how much balance we have, our wallet address, copy address. But maybe we want to make this more like, I don't know, like very like, maybe we want to make the graphics look better. We're going to come into our project here, load it up, and you'll see this little checkbox right here, these little three dots. If you ever want to reset your chat history, you can come here and say close all, and it will give you a fresh chat. Okay. Sometimes it's good to do that. Sometimes it's good to just start over and clear it's called context, clear all your context. And for this, we'll not use auto. We'll use Opus 4.7, which is like extra high. It's a little more expensive, but it's going to be a little bit better. Now let's do this. Let's do this same thing. We're going to come over here to cursor, and we're going to make a new chat. And actually, we can use our old chat because I had this chat with it earlier. Let's see, where's it at? So it keeps track of all your chats here. You see right here, and we've decentralized chat, tic-tac-toe, local proxy. Did it actually save it? Oh yeah, here it is. Building an on-chain NFT game. So you can see here where I had a chat earlier, and I asked it to make a Claude code prompt for me, give me decisions. Then I gave it the CSS, and it built out this prompt for me. So I have all the context in here that I can maybe make some additional changes to it. Okay, so I can say I built out the app, but I want it to look much better from the perspective of a senior front-end developer. Make it have nice graphics, and I don't know, maybe like more interactive. You can say whatever you want, right? But the idea is that we're going to create a new prompt to give cursor now. And this should just take a sec. And we'll see if it loads up. We can also just do it by hand as well if this takes too long. Okay, so it's trying to figure out maybe like some portraits for the character, which is quite interesting. and it's kind of architecting a comprehensive design upgrade. So it should be building a new prompt. I didn't actually specify for it to be a prompt, but it probably will. Or we can like just grab all the context and paste it in. Okay, here we go. So it's building a nice new prompt for us. And then I want to show the process of how we put this in a new branch after we do this. And we'll put it in as a pull request and pull it to the main branch. And then that will be kind of like the finale here. This thing is still building my game. I think maybe a tic-tac-toe was a little more complex than I thought it would be. Cool. So it's going to make a hero portrait. It's going to have like some stats. It looks like it's going to be a lot nicer. So see
But
how long it
by the
takes.
way, there is like that. Wait, let me send to you something on the chat. Um, there is that we can use just to save a lot of token consumption. Um, like for LLM. So if you want to use it, like it can save a lot of credits for Claude basically. So just to let you know.
Yeah, I haven't used that at all. So when you is it for Claude Code specifically?
Like you can use it for Claude Code, but I think there is also other ones too.
Yeah, let's while we're waiting, let's take a look at it. So there's also something similar where you can pay for LLM with your with like a stable coin, which is called block run. So I think this might be very similar. So I think it probably does some kind of like averaging. Yeah, this is cool. So what it'll do is it'll kind of like figure out like what kind of commands that you're running. And like, it's kind of like bringing a race car to, a go-kart track, you don't need to necessarily have like the fastest kind of model for like doing very basic things, right? This is where I go back to like ideation. Like if you're building a very first version of the app, you want it to be like the best prompt you can come and you want to do it all inside of a high model. But maybe for like doing these silly commands, like it doesn't need to use that crazy command. It can just use auto. So it looks like you can install it with Homebrew, which is cool, or you can just install it with this command line. And then what this will do is you put it inside of your path. So if you're new to Linux or you're new to like um, using the command line, this is perfectly fine. What this does is it adds it so that it's available as a command. If you are using cargo, you can do your cargo. That's cool. And yeah, so we're just going to do, so yeah, you can install it for whatever AI you use. So if you want to use it with Claude Code, you just run rtx init-g. That looks cool. And it works with Cursor. So cool. So it's like a Cursor agent. I need to look into this more, but it's really cool. So I think what it's kind of doing is it's kind of a man in the middle where it's like it's proxying maybe your traffic, inspecting it, and figuring out what kind of traffic to send to do different things. Very cool. All right. All right. So let's see if our code came back. Okay. So now we have a prompt. So let's copy that prompt and let's put that back in here and just paste. Now it's going to go ahead and I'm also going to say down here. So you'll notice when you start doing things, you'll probably like think and then like, oh, I forgot to do something. I want to make sure that it make a new branch from the changes and file a PR to the main branch. Now, what that means is I want it to make a new branch of the changes with the graphics, and I want it to file a pull request to grab all those new changes and put it in the main so that I could give it to someone to review. Okay. So I'm just going to give it this context. If I hit enter after I've done it, you'll see that it's queued. Now, I'm afraid that it's going to maybe put this into Git automatically. So I'm just going to go ahead and feed it to it right now so that it knows. Now, sometimes it will kind of mess you up a little bit. And it'll say like, like something like this. Now it's actually trying to check commit history. And then I'm going to say, make the change first that I proposed, then put the changes into Git. So I'm just kind of giving it some context. So you can kind of control it a little bit so that telling it what to do. Please stop drawing on the screen. Thank you.
Please, yes. No. Yeah, and if you can erase, I don't know how to do it, so I haven't tried checked with ChatGPT.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Um, I think it's annotate, but I don't even know how you do it. Yeah. Now I'm kind of curious. Clear all drawings. There we go. Got it. All right. Um, I should use that more often. So it's
Ah, okay,
gonna,
it's here. Okay, yeah. All right.
yeah. So this is a massive change. It's trying to do all this crazy stuff. So I think maybe for the sake of this demo, this might take a while, but that's okay. It's actually doing a good job. Like it did exactly what I want. I kind of fed it this very massive prompt, right? But we know that it's going to do everything I want here. It's going to add, going to build all this cool stuff, and then it's going to wire it up. Lint. It's going to do a lint check, make sure the build passes, and then it's going to create a new branch, commit it, push it, and open a PR. So at this point, I could probably walk away, go have breakfast, and come back, and it should be done. But I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So I want to show you kind of like how to do it from. Maybe we'll go. Let's go old school. Let's do it from another project. Okay. Oh, this one's still writing. So I got two AIs like writing right now. This one's trying to write the new game. This one is modifying my existing game. This is how you really use AI.
It
And,
just you don't want us to wait, but we can wait like if it's maybe three
let's see how
four
long
weeks.
this one takes. Let's see how fast this is going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looks like a pretty massive change. I kind of like overshot it here, but this is the power of AI, right? Is you can really like push the
Yeah,
limits
people
with
say we
AI.
can wait for no worries. It's maybe
Okay.
better to wait to not like mix people with a lot of project or
Yeah,
whatever.
sure. Let me see what I can go through while we're waiting. Um, anything you can think of, Celine, that maybe I should talk about?
Actually, I can share my screen to showcase something. Um,
Okay.
wait. So just let me. I'm cleaning everything. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Okay. Uh, I will just change my view. Uh, okay. Share my screen then. All right. So here I will just. Oh, take. Um. Okay. So into the app. Okay, so right now you can join the Telegram group as well as I mentioned. So this one where you will get support, etc. And we will put as well the wait. We will put here the recording of the session. So don't ask where is the link, blah blah blah. Just you have to connect into the app and it's all good. All right. So also, what I wanted to say is, yeah, on resources, you can go there and then you will find everything like all resources that you need for dealing with the hackathon itself, so developer resources, etc. Basically today, yes, actually, for example, Kevin used this one. So you can check all these things there, like during your free time, of course. Set up your environment, etc., etc. But what Kevin does today is very, very mind goal for you, because you know how to set up your environment, and it's sometimes the missing piece when we have to deal with hackathon, like you don't know how to set up things, etc. And so for partners, like for people doing the hackathon, like hosting the hackathon, it's often obvious, but it's not for newcomers. So that's why we wanted to do that. And also you can check the prices, so what we will have, and the requirements. So basically, on my side, I like set up agent that will that know what requirements people have to do, like to find in, to make sure they will be ranked, etc. So just you can take a look at that. And another thing is about perks. So as I said, you can apply for agentic engineering grants here. Not everyone is accepted, but I mean you can try it. So of course Claude is not free. And I try to onboard Anthropic into it, but they are not the best responsive teams, so complicated at all. But there is different perks that you can claim. For example, Cursor Pro, if you are a student, you can sign up here, like apply and check your eligibility. And same thing for other things, and you also have some discount as a student here. And on our side, we will also add things related to 11 Labs, V0, and Noah AI too. So just to let you know, and what I wanted to say, yeah, here, we put a specific prices for the top 30 teams. They will get they will get a 3 months of Claude Pro for each of you, like each of team members on the top 30. Just to let you know, so we put that as as a pool price because we know that it's very useful to use cloud to make things happen, like in terms of development on your side. So yeah, just wanted to share that. And when you said I'm looking for someone in Bolivia, so just go there. You can see and go on to the directory or countries, for example, in Bolivia. Who is from Bolivia? And if you are looking for a teammate, like feel free to reach out to them on Telegram, etc. Or directly open open a team, like to create your team. What are you building? Which kind of profile are you looking for? Create your team, and then that will appear here. Like all team will appear there. And so, for example, here Jacob building that 3 spots left. So you can request to join, and maybe we'll accept your request to join his team. So just wanted to showcase that because I feed a lot of question into the Telegram group, and also here we are around that. So just wanted to say that. And yeah, if you want to apply for the hackathon, so just use this link because we will close application soon. We already have 3,200 applicants from now. So on Wednesday, we are closing everything. Max size for the team is 4 people. You can be solo um, or 4, like 1 to 4. So yeah, anyone from Indonesia here, just check the directory. You will check it. You will see by yourself. All right. It's just I wanted to say that. I can tell you. You are mute. You can't unmute you. Oh shit! What's happening? Ask to unmute.
Ah, there we go. Okay, now I'm good. Okay, cool. Perfect. That was good timing. So, my other thing, let me share my screen here. So the other project finished that I've started when we first got going, and you can see here that we get this output at the very end that says like we built out the Tic Tac Solana game. It deployed the program with the transaction and the ID. All the tests are passing. It created a lobby, did all the Tailwind CSS, and it wrote a README. So it actually built the game. So what we can do is I'm going to I'm going to open it up in Cursor, right? So here's Cursor, and I'm going to open it up here, cursor dot dot, and then we get the tic-tac-toe game. Here it is. And what I want to do is I want to just let the IDE put all these changes. You can see here that it's all the changes are lit up. This is what I like about Cursor is we can see exactly what was changed. We have the file that I created. We have the tic-tac-toe. We have the front end, what was created, what was generated. We have the code of me, JSON, and the deploy file on how to deploy it, which it already did, and with all the output. So very useful to kind of see the diff of what's going on. But I want to put it in Git. So I'm going to say, I'm going to use auto mode because it's easy. I'm going to say like, put this in my GitHub, Cam Jones 1979, and push, yeah, that's it. So what it's going to do is it's going to, because I've already have the CLI connected, it's going to, it might ask me if it wants to be public or private. Let's see what it says. So we're logged in. Um, does it already exist? No. Are there any existing commits? No. So there's an initial commit. It's going to push that. It's going to stage all the changes. So it's kind of going to do it for us, which is really nice. And now it's pushing that. There it goes. So now you can see everything lit up and changed, right? So if we come over to GitHub and we go to my GitHub, it put it into GitHub for us under Tic Tac Salon. Here it is. Okay. And I'll take this and I'll put it in the chat here, so in case anyone wants to look at it. But it did a change. And what we'll see here is we get there's only one branch, and it's the main branch. Okay. Just to simulate like a pull request, I'm going to use this branch to kind of do something. It has a nice README. Let's just tell it real quick, like make a new branch called feature slash I don't know, front end CSS change. Update the CSS to be better. Actually, update. I'll just make a quick change for the CSS. I'll grab a new color scheme. We have this color scheme before. Actually, let me load it up so I can show you guys. npm run dev. So I'm gonna load this front end for us. Let me stop the other one that I was doing before and start it up. It's on port 3000. Okay, so here's the game. So it did the color scheme. Okay, please stop drawing on the screen.
Oh my God. What the fuck is that?
I get.
Oh, oh.
Oh man. Okay. Um, okay. So we have the thing here. We have DevNet. We have our connected thing. You can also, it has an airdrop thing. We can create a game. Let's say we just want to switch the colors. Let me get a new one. Let's do this one. Sure. Let me export it. CSS. Grab it. Copy it. Okay. Now I'm going to come back here. Get access to this. Then push that new branch and do a PR to main. Okay, so I just told it to make a new branch with called feature front end CSS change. It's going to figure it out right now. See, it did it right now. And it's going to update the CSS to that new kind of thing. And then it's going to push that new branch. And then it's going to do a pull request from that branch to our main branch. Okay. And we'll be able to see the pull request here on our GitHub. So we'll kind of give it a second here. I'm just curious if this thing finished. This thing is still chugging along. Oh, it did finish. Nice. We should go look at it in a sec. So you can see I'm multitasking with AI. With AI, anything is possible. Okay, it's playing the new palette. Now it just synced to make sure that the feature was ready and see if it did the pull request yet. Probably not yet. Let's see. Yeah, it's still pending. Here it goes. Now it's creating the new branch. It's updating the CSS file. Put in the new color palette. So there's our new color palette, which is actually worse than before. But that's okay. Now it's going to make all those changes. Oh, it's still working. You can see it's changing the colors. It's all right. Kind of really ugly, actually. There it goes. Now it's just making sure that the linting works, formatting, and now it is pretty much done, I think. So now what we can do is it should publish the pull request. Let's see. Okay. So the idea is again, you probably only need pull requests if you're working with like more than one person. You give them the branch, they do a bunch of changes, then they do a pull request back into whatever branch that you guys are working on. So there it goes. It committed. It's doing a feature branch and it's opening a pull request. And there it is. So now we can come to our GitHub, refresh, and we'll see a pull request here. Here it is. Now, the nice thing is I can come in here visually and see everything that has changed. So I can come to files changed, and I can see the diff of what was changed. So the color was changed to blue, powder blue. These are all the different kind of CSS changes and code changes that were made. And you could review this, or you could use AI to review this, right? Like maybe you want to say like, oh, just like, okay, review this PR and push the changes to main like that. And then it will take this pull request and it will close it in a second here. So this is a nice way for people to work together using GitHub, using AI, but you're still able to keep a track of everything that changes. And that's also very important for like hackathons because it shows your work, right? Um, see if it works. Now it's merging it. Right here, it merged it and it deleted the main feature branch, which I didn't ask it to, but that's okay. Now it's merged. Here it is. And so now we have the new branch. So now it's updated, right? And here was the merge that it did. So AI is really good at doing all this like busy work that normally you would have to do. Okay, so real quick, let's just take a look at this other game and see how it ran. So I'm going to stop this server, and I'm going to go back to the hero game. Let's load it again. I'm interested how better it looks. Hero game, summon a hero. Okay, a little better. Nothing crazy, but let's try to mint a hero, summon a hero. So it's going to ask us to sign a transaction. We're on the wrong network. So I probably need to double check my network. Let's come here. I should be on DevNet though. General. Yeah, I'm on DevNet. That's weird. Let me disconnect the wallet and connect again. Oh, there it goes. Okay, approve. There we go. That's kind of cool. Like a little reveal, and it showed the image. Obviously, you would probably want to put like some nicer pictures in here, but we can't continue. There's some issues with the CSS. Doesn't look super great, but it worked. We were able to mint a hero, and it looks a little better. Oh, that's why it was 100%. So let me try another one.
I want to precise it's fake money, huh? No worries.
Yeah, this is all fake money. Yeah, this is all just DevNet.
Yeah, for the
But it should.
hackathon, you just have to deploy
Mhm.
on DevNet. Like if you are in mainnet, it's better, but like DevNet is enough, no worries.
Yeah. So now I have a here all these heroes, and these are just like NFTs, and they're all common. Oh, I have one rare one, hero number one. So yeah, really, really basic idea of how you do that. Okay, so sorry we went a little over, but hope you guys got a good run through of like, yeah, how to use AI tools, how I use them. Yeah, and if anyone has questions, you can always reach out to me. I'm on X as Crypto Mastery underscore. I'm on Telegram as Kevin Jones Creates. So I'm an open book.
Wonderful session, really, like from A to Z. Like I really think if people just spend yes time time on what you have done, they can handle the hackathon pretty well. So thanks a lot, Kevin, for that. Maybe let's just take a peek all together. The session was until 10 minutes, so all good. We're all good on term of time, no worries. So yeah, let's take a peek all together. Feel free to activate the camera. Oh my god. Ooh la la. I will tell you when I took a screenshot, no worries. Like, I will wait 1, 2 minutes
I'm
that
just
everyone
frozen.
that everyone's coming. All good, all good.
Come on, guys, take off your cam. You gotta get the picture. You're gonna be on Twitter. Everyone's gonna see your face,
Yeah.
your beautiful face.
Yes, yes. So we'll tell you when I click on.
Do the shaka.
Yeah. And if you have any question, don't hesitate to. I will add Kevin into our Telegram group. I will do it right now. Tuk tuk tuk. Up up up. Okay. So tomorrow is going to be a session about project ideation. Like basically what we have done today. Kevin has already the idea. So on my side tomorrow I will provide you the ideas that you can build, basically. and how to find the right one according to you, of course. I mean, I will, I will not say, hey, you, you can build that, but you will understand the process itself. All right, so waiting a bit, again, like 3, 4 people. Ah, there is a question. Yes, but I mute everyone, so that's why Kevin was not able to talk. Let me unmute you. Yes, what do you want? That's in Nathaniel.
Yes, I'm Nathaniel. Hello. How we can get tools, like
Actually, you can. I mean, on your side, you can use. I think Claude, you can use it for free at the beginning, but after you have to pay depending of the plan. And
for
same thing for
developer,
Cursor.
it's not working cloud for free.
Okay, so you can probably just take the plan of $20 or something like this. Because otherwise you can just don't use AI, but it's better I think to use it itself. So yeah, up to you. I mean, I know it can be a barrier sometimes. So yeah.
Okay, okay.
All right. Okay. So okay, I will take the pick right now. So wait. 1, 2, 3. Feel free to put some emoji like reaction. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do another one. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Nice. And another one, and all good. Uh, okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we are good. Thanks a
Awesome.
lot, Kevin, for everything. Your agent station, and yes, see you soon. See you soon. See you tomorrow.
All right. See you guys. Nice meeting you all. Good luck
All right.
hacking.
Cheers.
Bye.